Hello, everyone, and welcome. Today, I want to be kind of showing you guys how a little bit about one of my favorite games that I've been kind of learning up recently, and it also gives me a chance to teach my friend Dustin here a little bit about the unit cards for a game it's called Star Wars Legion. What I have up on screen right now is what you guys can see is their PDF file. Everything's online, which is really nice. But what I want to show you guys, and this is just really basic bones, as much information as I cram into 4 minutes, is the unit cards. Um, Unit cards are really important because the unit cards tell you what your units do. So, I mean, the units I have things like a bark speeder I can show you guys, and a clone squad, and pretty cool. And for you, hello there, nerds out there like me, I got Obi-Wan, and then I got Grievous. And so you're wondering what tells you how does this game tell you what these units do? Well, on screen I have Luke Skywalker. I don't actually own Luke Skywalker, but it's a great example. So to start with, up in the upper left-hand corner here, we have the faction. So the faction just kind of tells you what faction they're part of. There's four. There is the Rebel Alliance, there is the Empire, there is the Clones, which I play, and then there's the CIS, or the Confederate of Independent Systems, which is what Dustin will be playing. The next thing is the point value. So we will be playing a 400-point army. The standard army is 800 points. So basically, we choose cards like Luke Skywalker, Rebel Troopers, and you build a force up to 400. That's what we're doing. And this tells you how much each point is worth. So, for example, my Obi-Wan here is worth 175. My Phase 1 Clone Troopers are worth 52 points, etc., etc. The upgrade bar here on the left tells you kind of what they can do. So, for example, Luke can take 2 Force abilities here and then a equipment ability. So just kind of little upgrade cards. They look like this. They buff your unit. They're nothing. They're cool. They help. But those also come with the points. So like the one I just showed you was worth 25 points, but it gives you an extra model with a minigun. The unit keywords in the middle here kind of tell you what your unit can do, like special stuff. For example, Luke here can jump. He can charge for a free melee action, or deflect, or immune. He's immune to pierce, that sort of stuff. My clone troopers here have fire support, which means they can buff each other in combat. The next thing that is important to know on here is the lightsaber. So Luke Skywalker has Anakin's lightsaber. It tells you what dice to use. And in Star Wars Legion, everything is built off of a unique set of dice. They're little 8-sided dice. They have multiple little symbols. Like this is a hit symbol, this is a critical symbol, and this is a surge symbol. So whenever you roll these, you get a successful hit. Blanks, I mean nothing. Tough out of low. So Anakin's lightsaber, he would get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He would get 6 black dice, and every time you get one of these little symbols, it's a hit. The thing at the bottom tells you what your lightsaber has unique. So it's impact 2, so it's good against armor, and pierce 2, which means it negates enemies' defense dice. This is for melee. Or you have Luke's DL-44 blaster pistol, which is from range 1 to 2. The range are these little sticks. Each little one is worth 1, so he can shoot anyone from here to here. So this is max range on the board. And he gets 2 red dice. The red dice are the best, and they're the best dice because they have the most hit chance, being only having basically 1 blank on them. So they have really high hands chance. The blacks have 3 blanks, and the whites, well, you basically have a 2 in 6 chance to hit. So they're not very good, but usually they get a lot of them. The thing right here is surge to crit. So as mentioned earlier, we have this little symbol here. Let me see if I can find it. This is a surge. If your thing says surge to hit, that's a surge to crit. But if it's surge, it means whenever you roll one of these, you change this to a crit. It's really powerful, really broken, and not every unit has it. And then this little thing right here is speed. Speed is these little marker things that tell you how. There's multiple. There's a 2 speed, a 1 speed, and for very similar units, 3 speed. That just basically, if you spend a move action, your guy moves that far on the battlefield. The next thing to note is this little symbol right here. That means they use these little 6-sided dice. The other thing in the game, that is for when you get shot at. So think risk, like the defender rolling dice. There's only 2. There's the white dice, which is like the red dice, where there's only 1 chance to defend unless you have surge to defend. The red dice has, 2 blanks, the surge, and the rest are blocks, which is pretty nice. You also have the wound thresholds. That tells you how many times your model can get hit before dying. So Luke can get hit 6 times. My clone troopers, each model only has 1 hit point. So if Dustin's B1s landed 2 hits and I only rolled 1 save, then one of my poor clones dies. The courage value is every time your unit takes a hit, you get a suppression, and suppression are like if your guys stay down, they stay low to the ground, they're harder to hit. But if they match this value, they're suppressed. You get cover, which is nice, but you lose your move by 1, so you can only perform 1 action when normally you can perform 2. If you double that courage value, your guys just start to panic and run away. Not very good. The thing up here is called, is there a unit rank? It looks like this. This basically tells you what your unit. So this is a general. This is a core unit, which would be my clones. And then you have other ones like support. These things just tell you basically how they determine which one of your units goes. Is you randomly draw from this tower and say I would draw like Obi-Wan. I would put an order token on Obi-Wan. That's who would go first. After Obi-Wan's done, he would do the same thing and activate one of his units. The last thing to note is there's a little picture here that tells you what kind of trooper. If they're a trooper, if they're a droid, if they're a repulsor vehicle, that's just like their keyword. And then I don't really know what the unique dot is, but that's the name, little thing underneath. Yeah, so that's the basic overview of what a card looks like. On the back, it has some cool information about like what your unit is and just background information, stuff like that. Or on certain cards, it tells you like what the certain weapon keywords do, so giving you a little bit more information. So yeah, that's a quick overview on one of the many aspects of this game. There's more to it. Is a war game, so this is just a short little review on what a unit card is, and my first time testing out Screencastify. Usually I use OBS Labs, but this system seemed pretty well. So you all have a great rest of your day. I'll talk to you later. I'm going to go try to beat him in a game.